For basically all of human history, the rules of learning were built on one simple reality. Knowledge was tough to get your hands on. But what happens when that's just not true anymore? Okay, let's really get into this because a massive shift is happening right now, and it changes pretty much everything about how we're going to learn, grow, and succeed. So, we're digging into the core ideas from the book, In the Age of AI, Why Are We Still Hiding in School? Its central argument is, well, it's basically a manifesto for learning in our world today, and trust me, it's a powerful one. I mean, just think about it for a second. For centuries, if you wanted to learn something, you had to physically go to the knowledge. You went to universities, to libraries, to find experts, because they were the gatekeepers. Books were precious and rare, and our whole idea of education was built around that scarcity. It was really the only way. But then, in just the last few years, that entire foundation has completely crumbled. The basic assumption our education system was built on for literally thousands of years is, quite simply, gone. And the catalyst, of course, is AI. But look, this isn't just another search engine. Not even close. We're talking about a tool that's like a personal tutor, a creative collaborator, a research assistant, all rolled into one. It can explain, debate, and explore almost any idea with you in a matter of seconds. And here's the real kicker. For the first time in human history, the cost of asking incredibly complex questions and getting genuinely world-class answers back has dropped to basically zero. Nothing. This just completely changes the game. So this new reality is creating something the book calls the exponential gap. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this huge, growing divide between people who are using AI as a daily partner to learn and think, and people who aren't. At first, you can barely see this gap. It's almost invisible, right? If you start using AI every day to learn, and your colleague doesn't, after a week, maybe you're just a little bit faster. You have a few extra ideas. It's no big deal. But learning compounds. It builds on itself, day after day. So after a full year of this, of constantly asking questions, testing ideas, building things with an AI partner, that small daily edge, well, it's not so small anymore. You're learning, thinking, and building things dramatically faster. And this is the part that should really get your attention. After 5 years, the gap isn't just big, it's a chasm. It's potentially enormous. We're not talking about a straight, predictable line of improvement here. We're talking about an exponential curve that creates a massive, massive difference in what people are capable of. Which brings us to the absolute core of the argument. If knowledge isn't scarce anymore, what is? Well, the bottleneck has shifted. The thing that's limiting your growth isn't access to information anymore, it's something inside you. And this just lays it out so perfectly. In the past, the whole challenge was finding the knowledge. Today, the knowledge finds you. It is everywhere. The real challenge, the new scarcity, is having the internal drive, the self-discipline, to actually sit down and engage with it every single day. The book puts it perfectly. This isn't about who's the smartest person in the room anymore. It's about who is curious enough to keep asking questions and disciplined enough to turn that exploration into a daily habit. You could say curiosity is the engine, but man, discipline is the fuel. Okay, so that all sounds pretty intense, right? The big question is, how do we adapt? What do we actually do? Well, the book lays out a really clear path for becoming an AI-powered learner, so you can not just survive, but actually thrive in this new world. First things first, we have to have a mindset shift. Using AI isn't cheating. That's like saying using a calculator for complex math is cheating or using a word processor to write is cheating. It's not. It's a fundamental skill. It is the new literacy. So what exactly is AI literacy? Well, it's the skill of having a productive conversation with an intelligent machine. It means you're not just passively taking answers. You're in the driver's seat. You're asking better questions, you're challenging its assumptions, and you're partnering with the tool to make your own thinking better. In practice, this really looks like an active dialogue. You ask clear questions, you refine them when the answers aren't quite right, you critically evaluate the output, and here's the most important part. You combine the AI's incredible speed with your own human judgment to go create something real in the world. With this framework, you can essentially build your own personal AI university. Forget a rigid curriculum. You start with a question, with your own curiosity. You use AI as your collaborator and your tutor to explore it. Then you test what you've learned not by taking a quiz, but by actually building something. And then you do it again tomorrow. You make it a habit.
So this all leads to a really powerful and maybe even a little uncomfortable conclusion. We are living in an age of incredible personal opportunity, which also means incredible personal responsibility. You could call it the age of no excuse.
I mean, think about all the old excuses for not learning something. I don't have the right teacher, or I can't afford the books, or I don't have access to that library. All of those barriers, they're just melting away. The path from I wonder about to I understand has never been shorter. And this really shows you what the stakes are. The choice to engage with these tools isn't a casual preference anymore. It's quickly becoming the defining professional decision of our time. You either learn to build with AI or you risk being left behind by everyone who does. Ultimately, this all boils down to one final, very personal question. The tools are here. The world's knowledge is literally at our fingertips, and it's free. The opportunity is undeniable. So the only question that's left for every single one of us is, will we have the discipline to actually use them?